kitchen at Westminster for another episode of Saving Time. This week we're gonna do, this is, I'm gonna say dead easy meal. One pan, simple ingredients, quick prep, half hour in the oven. Truly, half hour in the oven. This is like, be ready to eat when you start because it goes that fast. All these sales are at No Frills this week. I picked up this stuff for 10 bucks. Now I've had some graceful gardener help this week, but at the same time, still super cheap. Beautiful baskets of potatoes. I've got some out of the basket already. $3.97, great deal. Pork chops. They are $1.90. Let me double check and make sure I'm not lying. $1.97 a pound. $1.97 a pound. Look at this pile of pork chops we've got. I paid $6. $6. Are you kidding me? What a steal. That's a good buy. The beans were donated from one of our graceful gardeners here at Westminster. They're beautiful. I paid attention in No Frills. The beans are only $2 a pound, so you could get that many for $2. So, I mean, I'm in $10. You'd still come in well under your 15 mark for this meal. How nice is that? The rest of the ingredients are things you're going to have or you could snip out of the garden. I've got some garlic. You probably already have some. In a pinch, you could use some garlic salt or powder if that's what you have. I snipped some dill from the little garden out in front of the church this morning. And I made a mistake. The recipe is calling for chives. I forgot to pick them on my way out the door this morning. I'm sorry. I know, right? I did that. I forgot. I was about halfway here and I walked to work. I wasn't turning back. I'm sorry. I knew I had an onion here, so that's what we're going to sub in. And feel free to do things like that. Chives, onions, come on. It's all big. It's going to give it the same flavor. That's it. I mean, this is a super easy meal. We're going to preheat the oven to 400 and we can get started. I'm going to start the prep. We don't need to do all of it on camera. We'll get going. I've given the potatoes and the beans and the pork chops a rinse under cold water, and I've let them sit out so that they dry. Excuse me, I'm sorry. The potatoes are these beautiful little new potatoes, right? Again, the new potato, I can't get enough of them. I've got them on paper towel in here so that they dry a little bit, but we can get rid of that towel. It's just to absorb some of the water. You know I've said it before, if they're out, then they will, if they're dry, they'll brown nicer for us. Wet things will not brown up for you. Not in a frying pan, not in the oven. They need to be dry. But at the same time, you need to rinse. Now we're gonna do them in the oven, so we need to make them relatively small. So, I mean, look at that cutie patootie. Right? So cute. I wish we were making kebabs because you could stick that on a kebab, and wouldn't that be nice? So just, you want them to be, as always, about the same size. So just look at what you're doing and think about, are they the same size? I'm not going to do all of them on camera. You've got the idea. You want nice size. And imagine, somebody doesn't necessarily need to cut that to eat it, right? I mean, that's the other thing. The beans. We need to tip and tail them. Tip and tail. Kind of sounds like something way more exciting than what we're going to do. So just one end, there's your tip, there's your tail, and into the bowl. Okay, so tip, tail, keep them long. Okay, they're nice long. Tip and tail. And as always, I'm going to tell you that the food is going to tell you where to break it. I'm not struggling. I'm just letting it show me. So we've got a nice mix of green and yellow beans here. At home, I've got some purple ones growing, and I mean, the more colors, the nicer your dinner's gonna look. The more food you can get with color, bringing all that to your plate, the nicer your meal's gonna go. I'm gonna do all of them eventually. I'm gonna leave it off camera for now. Garlic, we're gonna use garlic as a seasoning at the end, and as I said, if you don't have fresh garlic, then by all means, just use some garlic powder or garlic salt, whatever you've got. But you need a little bit of something. Garlic, I think we've talked before about the biggest hassle with garlic is getting the peel off. Hello, look at it stuck to me. Gee. Oh, come on. Yikes. Stuff like that makes me crazy, right? Because it sticks to your fingers, and if you take it off with one hand, then it's stuck to that hand, and making me nuts. So there. I'm gonna try to get past it. Now you know how to make me crazy. It's not to get stuck. little bit of lint or something. Oh, for heaven's sakes, I've got a paper. That's gonna get rid of it. You know what else I realized? I also forgot my cute little garlic rocker. It's that kind of day for me. So we're just going to, if you don't have a garlic press or a rocker or something like that, just chop it up, okay? And we're gonna do that with 2 to 3 cloves, whatever you've got going on. If you've got chives, snip them into like 1-inch pieces. If you're like me and you're gonna do an onion, we want to cut it up small. I don't want chunks of onion in there, I just want the flavor of the onion. So I don't want to put great big pieces in. This one, look at that, that's great, that came right through. Easy peasy. And there, we'll wrap that piece up for future. And I'm just gonna give you a sense of size on what I'm doing here. This onion is maybe nearing its end. It's still fine. Cut it nice and small. Cut thin slices, and then, you know me, go back the other way and just really chop it up, okay? I just heard a horn. It's a strange spot for someone to be in a hurry. So the onion, you can see, I just want it to be chopped up nice and fine, okay? We don't want anybody to feel like they have to cut up a piece of onion to eat their dinner. It's just in there for flavor. I'm gonna come back once I've got all of this cut up, and then we'll get it on the tray and into the oven. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, we're back. So look, I've got all my potatoes cut up. The beans have been tipped and tailed. It's good to go. And over here, you can see I've got a nice fine dice on my onion and my garlic. And now we're just about oven ready. Honest to goodness, this is so easy. It is unbelievable. Grab the biggest sheet pan that you have. Okay, I've got a nice big one. I know. Don't be jealous. This is a great sheet pan. I can't fit this size in my oven at home, though. I can fit the half sheet one. So here we are. You've got a nice big sheet pan. At least put some foil on there. Save yourself some grief. I use parchment. I like parchment better. All we're gonna do, start with putting the chops out, because we've got to bit them, obviously. So these, I let them come to room temperature. You know I like to do that. So when I start prepping the rest of it, then I get the meat out and let it come to room temperature. You want to get the meat here and there so that its juices get into all of your veggies. So just lay it around. All I've done with this meat is rinse it and leave it sit out. I haven't done any magic. No magic. Nothing's happened there. I don't like that little piece. Sometimes the bone just kind of breaks off, and I'll get rid of it if I can. Ew. Ew. That's gross. Ew. Okay. And I've got a towel over here, so I'm going to go one further on that. Sorry. Okay. There we go. That can get out of the way. I don't need to think about it anymore. And here comes our veg. You know what? Now I feel weird. I'm going to wash my hands. I don't want to do that because I want to push the veg around with my hands. So I'll just come over here. I keep a plate under that soap dispenser because it drips. And I don't want to keep wiping it up. And plus it's hard to wipe up soap because it keeps foaming up and making what feels like a bigger mess. So I'm just there. Good, good, good. I feel better about things now. So do you, no doubt. Well, you're not eating mine, but you feel better knowing that I pay attention to these things. So let's start with scattering some beans around. You don't have to be too particular, just you want to spread them out. Shannon didn't know about yellow beans. I don't know, maybe some people don't. I think that typically with yellow beans, they call them wax beans. Maybe you grew up and your mom or your dad would say wax beans. Maybe that's old fashioned. I don't know if we still say wax beans or not. I always just say yellow. I call them by their color. And our purple ones at home, now the thing about the purple beans, if you boil, like if you see them in the store, buy them, but only roast them, okay? Because if you boil them, they turn green. Which is a fun little thing to do if you've got kids, right? Look, I'm magic. Because you can use all the help you can get if you've got kids for getting them to think that you're a bit of a big deal. So, we're just, oh, 2 more. They were hiding. Just scatter your potatoes around to make them fit. If you have to double your piece of parchment or foil in order to make it cover the sheet, which I've had to do, it's not the time to be cheap. Overlap at a fair distance. It might still drip in between and be a bit of a cleanup job, but sometimes if you at least try to be, and you know that I'm pretty stingy and I don't want to overlap like that, but it will potentially and hopefully save me some grief later. It's all spread out. We're done with that one now too. Ta-da! Look at how good this is. Now, a little bit of olive oil. All we're gonna do is drizzle olive oil all the way across the whole thing. Probably 2 tablespoons. I don't have much left in this. I've got a new bottle in case I need it. These sails, I think I said, are all No Frills. That's a dead soldier. We'll let it go. And these sails, all at No Frills, $10. And they'll go until Wednesday of next week, so that's I wrote it down so I know, the 18th. So that's, get in there and get some of this. And you know what, I mean, I'm kind of bragging now, but when I was in there, random sale, remember the ground beef I bought last week for $2.97 a pound? Marked down, marked up 30% off, pound of ground beef for $2. I didn't use it for this because you would have had to hurry to get there. But every now and again in the stores, these random good sales, I bought a lot. My mom paid that price. Are you kidding, right? 1970s prices. So, and every now and again, you know, Sayers and No Frills are both good for that. I find you pop in there and it's not an advertised sale or anything. You just get lucky in that moment, and for whatever reason, some steal a deal. Now we just want to go some salt and pepper all the way around. Don't be shy. Give it, I don't know, I probably had like a couple teaspoons there. Wait, Shannon, it looks like a couple teaspoons, right? 1 teaspoon? This isn't, she's saying, you had 1. This isn't actually a teaspoon. If we measured it out, that would probably hold close to a tablespoon. It's a teaspoon at the table, not a measured teaspoon. I know, right? Just to be confusing. Yeah, I know. I think properly what we often call a tablespoon, like a spoon that we put on the table, and the bigger one of the two is really supposed to be referred to as a soup spoon. Soup spoons in my mind usually have more of a bowl to them, but yeah, not an actual measured tablespoon. These things, right? I mean, why does it have to? This is why people get sick of trying to cook though, because these tricky little things. But nevertheless, now look at that. Now we've got all our nice chopped up garlic and onion. I'm just kind of tossing it together there. If you had chives, you'd be sprinkling them on. If only I had remembered. I was so pleased marching out the door this morning. Oh yeah, had my music on. I was cruising halfway, and I thought, uh-oh. And then I thought, because they grow a few things in the garden here at the church, I thought maybe I'd get lucky. Not so much, but whatever. It is what it is. I knew I had this onion here. It's been showing up in my mind a lot, that onion. Oh, I've got to use that. Now your dill, luckily, I still got that. Just toss it around, take off the bigger part of the stem, and just spread it around. You know, basically with the chives and the dill and salt and pepper, the garlic, I'm imitating like a ranch kind of flavoring. Like if you think of ranch dressing, that's all the stuff that's in it, right? And so that's kind of the flavor I'm working on. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could grab one of those the little envelope packets of dry ranch dressing, and you could just sprinkle it over. But I mean, I don't know, this is nice. I like that we went out in the garden. Well, I was supposed to have been out in the garden, but nevertheless, if you've got some stuff growing, and a lot of people have like a little kitchen garden, and they grow the herbs in the pots right inside the house in the kitchen, and then you could just toss them all in there. That's it. That's it. This is ready for the oven. The whole thing. That's it. That's the whole game. So we've got potatoes, beans, all this, the onion, the garlic, the dill, all on here, some salt and pepper, some oil. We've got a bowl of beautiful compost that's going to come back to us as a meal in a few weeks. Maybe more than a few weeks. You know what I mean. It's coming back as more food. 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Look at us, we are tearing, there's smoke coming off my heels. This is one fast meal. In she goes. Close it up. I've got a timer with 30 minutes on it. Let's see, so 30 minutes is up and this looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Super hot, super hot. Super hot, super hot, and beautiful. Holy Dinah. Look at that food. Let's do this and off. Look at how nice this is. We've got beans and potatoes and beautiful pork chops. This is the easiest meal we've cooked yet, I think. Honestly, seriously. Beautiful food, easy peasy. And this week, we did it like on next to nothing. I mean, goodness, like easy $10, maybe you're gonna go as high as 13, right? So, and look at all the pork chops we've got. Let's make a plate up and show how nice this looks. Look at how good the potatoes are. And you can see these pork chops are nice and tender. They've cooked up beautifully. We've got good color on them. I love it. I love it. Let's get, look at how nice and big that pork chop is. Holy mackerel. And we'll get some potatoes. Nuts. There we go. I'm not going to try to do too many at once. I don't want to tear that parchment, or my bits will go underneath of it and I'll have a mess to clean up. So I'm going to go slow. And anyway, look at how nice this is. And we're doing 4 people for $10 again. Is it even possible? Right? I mean, $2.25, and look at the size of this plate of food. These beans are lovely. Our green and yellow beans. Green and yellow. Let's get another green one on there for good color. A couple of traveling potatoes. How nice is this? Look at how nice this is. Ta-da! Look at that. Pork chop, potatoes, green and yellow beans. We've got some fresh herbs in there. Beautiful food. Beautiful price. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Get over to No Frills. Get these good buys. Quit letting food eat up your time and money. This is what you want to do. You want to do good food on a budget in very little time, right? Very little time. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit like. And if you want to keep learning about the fun things we're doing, it's fun for me, fun things we're doing in the kitchen at Westminster, subscribe. And if you hit the little bell, if you on the screen, if you tap the little bell, each week when a new video goes up, you'll get a little red dot on your notification screen that says a new video is there. This is beautiful food. We do it every week. Okay, you can't stop me now. I'll see you next week. Enjoy your dinner. Please get in and get those good buys. Take good care.